today's video, I wanted to show you how you can create your own recipes for your filter coffees at home. So most baristas will have a go-to recipe that tends to be based on their brew ratio of choice. So I like to use 18 grams of coffee to 300 grams of water, which is a 1 to 16.66 brew ratio. And the way that I got that number is by taking my amount of water, 300 grams, dividing that by my dose, 18 grams, and that gives me my brew ratio. 1 part coffee to 16.66 parts water. But why do you need to know this? Well, knowing your brew ratio is a really easy way to communicate your preferred strength. And once you know this number, you're able to easily scale up or down your recipe to make either more or less coffee. For example, using my recipe of 18 grams of coffee to 300 grams of water is only going to give me enough for me to drink. If I want to make a Chemex for 2 people, I'm going to need a larger dose to create more liquid. And by using my brew ratio, I'm able to scale up that recipe to ensure that I have the strength that I prefer. The only thing that I need to know is how much liquid I'm going to use, and that's going to be based on the size of the vessel and how much coffee you want to make. So for this Chemex, I'm going to use 500 grams of water, or half a litre. I then take that number and I divide that by my preferred brew ratio, 16.66, and that's going to give me my new dose of 30 grams. And you can easily use this equation for scaling down your recipe as well. All you need to do is start off with the amount of liquid that you're going to use based on the size of your vessel, and then divide that by your brew ratio, and that gives you your new dose. But what if you don't know your preferred brew ratio? Well, the easiest way to work that out is when you're making a single coffee for yourself, change up that dose but keep the same level of water. So you might start off with 18 grams of coffee to 300 grams of water, which is the same ratio as 60 grams of coffee to a litre of water, or 6 grams of coffee for every 100 grams of water. You can then change that up to say 6.5 grams of coffee for every 100 grams of water, which would be 19.5 grams. You would then take your amount of water, 300 grams, divide it by your new dose of 19.5 grams, and that will give you your new brew ratio. That's the fun of making coffee at home. You get to tailor it to however you like it. And you can experiment with all those recipes with some tasty coffees on our website. Go to venezianocoffee.com.au. Stay strong and have some fun experimenting with coffee at home.